So the Catholic Church is wrong. I'm sorry, but I'm a lifelong Catholic. I'm saying it as not only a border, I'll say it as a Catholic. I think they need to spend time fixing the Catholic Church, in my opinion.
I have to say in the strongest possible terms that I think Tom Homan is wrong, that it is a Catholic issue to care about immigration. This idea that the church needs to stay out of political issues and just focus on internal church affairs is something that our political opponents constantly throw at us. It's the keep your rosaries off my ovaries argument. Like, oh, that's just your weird personal religious view. And it's like, no, it's not. Even if it is an extension of our Catholic views, they should be reflected in law, that we should govern according to sound moral principles. And that includes on issues like immigration. Going back to the Old Testament, you shall not oppress a stranger. You know the heart of a stranger, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. They had been in a situation where they were the ethnic minority. They were mistreated. They were not considered truly Egyptian. And having come out of that situation into their own land, they now knew to treat other people who might be similarly displaced in their land with dignity. You know the heart of a stranger. You know what it is to be an immigrant. You know what it is to be a minority in the community. So treat the people who are in your land the way you wish you'd been treated when you were in Egypt. That's the Old Testament principle. It is certainly reaffirmed in the New Testament, but with a twist, and that twist is the Last Judgment. Jesus, when he describes coming in glory to judge the living and the dead, describes how he'll say to those at his right, the sheep, come, O blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. And one of the reasons why is he says, for I was a stranger and you welcomed me. That doesn't mean any one immigration quota, but it does mean in how we think and treat and talk about immigrants, we should remember that on the last day, when we say, when did we see thee a stranger and welcome thee? He'll say, as you did it to one of the least of these, my brethren, you did it to me. I think the danger many of us have to take very seriously as Christians is he could instead say something quite different. He could instead say, depart from me, you curse, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. I was a stranger and you did not welcome me. So if your policy on immigration is, I will not welcome any strangers, the one thing you should know is you will go to hell. That's not an acceptable position. That doesn't tell us exact number. That doesn't tell us just, again, we're to feed the hungry, we're to clothe the naked. That doesn't mean you have to feed every hungry person. Doesn't mean you have to clothe every naked person. Doesn't mean you have to welcome every stranger. But as we have this conversation, we should see in the immigrant the image of Christ in the least of these. And we should approach both the conversation about immigration and the particular immigrants we encounter with that theological recognition. Immigration is a Christian issue as much as feeding the hungry or clothing the naked is. And this is an issue that we as Christians have a great deal, I think, to contribute to the conversation.